Kelly Crossley from Transitainer. How are you today?
I'm magical, thank you. And you?
Because you're just about to go on a holiday.
I am. Holiday slash work. Yeah, bit of both.
Holiday priority. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
But you've been through a pretty torrid time through the whole COVID um, pandemic and the
Yep.
impact on business and all the rest of this. Do you want to give us a very quick summary on what that looked like for you?
Chaotic. It was chaotic. My quote through it was adversity brings opportunity. You had to think outside the square very quickly. We changed our business module or how we worked pretty quickly, and we had to. And I think that comes with myself or my business being an independent, because you had issues with getting space on containers. The rates went from, $1,000 to $13,000. You had to manage client expectations, congestion, all that kind of stuff. But we did, we came through it, and I think we showed our clients when the chips are down and times are tough, how a good freight forwarder should be.
Absolutely. And in that time, what
Mm.
what what did you find as motivation to keep you moving forward? Because it must have been hellishly stressful.
Oh, massively. I think for me, I'm quite a positive person anyway,
Yep.
and I thrive off a challenge. So for me, while everyone was calling it doom and gloom and it was problems, I just looked at it as another challenge and something else to get through. And if you get through that, imagine how amazing you're going to be at the end of it. So staying motivated for me in that time wasn't hard, to be honest. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. Basically enough. Yeah.
Look, that's what I was using as well. It's about the motivation that you can take from it and the learnings
Yeah.
you take and the growth that you go through as a person and as a business owner.
Oh, absolutely. The amount of growth you go through something, like that, you just got to take it away as a positive. And yeah, again, just challenges. I like to be challenged, so maybe that's something that I'm lucky and I'm blessed with. But for me, I saw it as a challenge. If there's a problem, I always just go, "There's a solution." It's as simple as that. Almost, anyway.
Great view of the world.
Yeah,
Fantastic view of the world, and that's a bit of good advice for other business owners as well. That
yeah,
there is a solution.
yeah,
So if you were to start your business again from day
yeah.
one, what would you do differently?
Yeah, good question. Because I started my business just sort of almost on the fly. Do you know what? In some aspects, I wouldn't do anything differently. I appreciate and like what I've done and how I've done it. If I'm going to be really honest, it's probably a little bit of a technical side of things, and I'm happy to share it. But setting up the business in terms of how you set up your shares and your structure and things like that, looking back, that's kind of the only thing I may have done differently.
Okay.
Um, Putting it in trust accounts, rather than your name, all those kind of things. But I started business, I was young, didn't really know it any different in a way.
Yep.
Honestly, that's kind of it. That's all I do differently. I think everything else I'm happy with. Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. So just having your assets protected.
correct. Yes, yeah, and getting some advice for that. How you protect your assets, how you should set your assets up. That's all I would say. But as terms of the business, yeah, happy.
Yeah. And it's far easier if you get that right on day one.
Correct.
You're just trying to reinvent the wheel further down the track.
Yeah, exactly. 10 years later to try and change those things can become
It
have
comes.
a set of challenges.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
things change enough in business as it is, but you don't really want another one that you could have controlled at the start.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
But we all learn from it, don't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I didn't know what I know now. So yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, on the way through. So is
Yeah.
that one of your biggest learnings in business? Or is it
Yeah,
ones at the top of
it probably is in a way. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't have that kind of experience. I was a freight forwarder and I'd work my way up through the ranks. But in terms of business knowledge, I didn't have any, honestly. Like everyone's sort of, some people go to uni or they get business degrees. I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any business knowledge. It was just what I knew in terms of moving freight, and I was good at it. So I've learned that on the fly, and that's also okay. I think for me, I'm happy with that still.
It's all about personal growth, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
If you've grown with the business, then that's
Yep.
what you need to do. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. What about the misconceptions about running a business? It sounds easy, looks easy.
Oh, do you know what? I think sometimes misconceptions, that's a hard one. I think sometimes people sort of look at you and go, oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky you own a business. You're so, oh, you've got it easy, or you're so lucky. Oh, it's like, no, I'm not lucky. I've created this. I've had to be disciplined. I've made sacrifices. People see you in business, 13 or 14 years later, and they don't see you in the first 5 years of that business, right? So they're assuming that you've always been in that position and you're driving the nice car or whatever the case may be. That's not the case. I've sacrificed. I'm still in debt or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
That's a big misconception. And people look at you 20 years on, not when you started. And I keep photos in my office of when I started.
Okay.
And remind myself of where I've come from.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you're right. I think people do take a snapshot in time and go, yeah, this person's got the, it's got the fancy car, the big home, or whatever it is that signifies success to them.
Yep.
In reality probably started out on a shoestring and worked long hours and busted your gut for 5 years.
100%. I still remember sitting at my kitchen table at midnight doing invoices after a really long day and picking up 2 kids on the way home from daycare.
Yep.
So, they're the sort of things that I've had to do to get where I am, but I did it, and they're the sacrifices that I made, and I did it. So I'm certainly not lucky. I've created at my own, where I am today.
As we say, luck favours the active, and if you're active, you get lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
So your growth has been determination, focus, and energy?
Yeah, I would say so. Yep, definitely. I think also you've got to put it down to culture. For me, how I align myself with contractors, staff. For that, then I get it. You get a lot of referrals. You get a good name. You get a good reputation. So that growth can also become organic. And there's also growth through SEO optimization and all those kind of business things.
Yep.
But for me, I've got a really good reputation in the industry. I get a lot of referrals and doing the right thing by my staff, my customers.
Yep.
Putting the right people in your business makes a big difference. Definitely.
Now, are you having to hunt them down and stalk them to get them in, or is your business the sort of place that people want to come and work?
Yes. Good. Yeah. Good question. I mean, look, yeah, I do have people wanting to come in and work, and I'm known in the industry, especially in Perth. But far out, you did have to hunt them down at some stage. I mean, we were out without a customs broker for 12 months because they're so rare to get.
Wow.
But if you treat your staff right, and people want to work for you, they work hard. Yep. And you've got to treat them how you want to be treated, and all those other things like flexibility, and they're a big thing. So yeah, staff are hard to get. Good staff are hard to get. So
hard to get, hard to keep.
You've got to hang on to them. Treat them right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So how do you balance your personal life with work?
Sometimes there is none.
No work or no personal life?
Exactly. Look, ebbs and flows. I think you've just got to, roll with the punches. When you're busy, you're busy. And if you're doing a 12-hour day, you're doing a 12-hour day. I love what I do. I'm genuinely passionate about what I do. So it's not a grind. It's not like I'm having to do 12 hours and it sucks. But also make those choices. Put people in that you can delegate the work to, and if you want to not be at work today, you can not be at work today, but also understand that takes time for you to get there in business. You can't just roll out your business and 2 years later you're doing whatever you want. But sometimes it's just making those choices and saying, right, at 8:30, pens down, I'm going to go for a run or whatever it might be, and forcing it, and keeping that social life, going out with your friends. You just got to do it. You just got to make it happen, basically. But it's all about choices, I believe.
Yep. And it takes years to become an overnight success.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
So just one more question from me, Kelly.
Sure.
What's the number one tip you'd give somebody that wants to start out or looking to start out in business?
Number one tip, no risk, no reward. You have to take a little bit of risks. Go with your gut and just do it.
Yeah. I was talking to someone the other day and they said there's actually, if you're prepared to go for it, there's less risk being a business owner than being an employee. Because an employee potentially has no control over whether they have a job or not. But a business owner has risk about being a business owner.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. You just got to do it. You just got to just believe in yourself, do it. What's the worst that can happen? Yep, you know what? If it fails, you go again.
That's right.
7 times, get up 8. That's the kind of mentality I think you need to have, that mentality, that determination. If you really want something, you will make it happen.
Words of wisdom, absolutely. And good advice for somebody looking to start out. Kelly Crossley, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cheers.